Those of you on YouTube, you know some of these people. These are players from my personal game. And I was just going to show them TaleSpire. And then I thought, well, why am I going to do this and then record a completely separate video for YouTube? So I'm just hitting record. So TaleSpire is a virtual tabletop game, but it's not really virtual tabletop in the same way a lot of them are. It is an early access on Steam. I'll put links later. I'm just going to show them, just breeze through it. It is an early access, still a lot of work, and this is definitely something with a lot of work. You begin the game, you can create a new campaign, and it uses kind of a board system, and I will get into that. It was patched today, and today's important patch gives you the ability to take a prop and turn into a creature, because that is critical. But no, seriously, it's an important creature.
Well, I mean, if you've got a statue, it's going to turn into a golem.
Oh yeah, definitely useful. So we'll go with create a campaign. I will do this just basics. We go into the RPG campaign. Gives you your basic information. You can always it gives you like two layers of security to delete something. Just like you can delete it and then it'll make you type delete to confirm. But in order for that button to even turn up, you have to turn it on. So that just lets you make sure that you don't accidentally delete all your work.
Well, that's nice.
There is a lot of work involved in this, and you can join campaigns that other people run. And I'm not going to show how because I don't think anybody here has it in the stream right now, but it's there. So here is the build mode. You've got a build mode and then a player mode. This is actually in player mode right now, and I can turn build mode on and off. We'll leave it in player mode for now. We'll close all that. So I can set the role for myself. I believe that other players will be shown in icons there. Got this to toggle build mode on and off. I can put exploration mode, or I can go into turn-based mode, which gives you like an initiative tracker. The initiative is not automated. Almost nothing in here is automated. So it's not like Fantasy Grounds. You don't have like everything built in. This is purely for tabletop purposes with use with something else. So if you can run 5th edition, you can run OSR, you can run whatever you want. This is not calculating the rolls for you. So it's important to know. And you can set... I'll set up a turn order later. Exploration mode just lets you do free mode. There is a cutscene mode because you can record shots as a GM. So once I've built something, I can grab a series of shots and it'll cycle through them in a particular cutscene. So I don't know how useful that is in play, but it looks neat. This is your basic levels mode. As you can see, it's it's very much just like a virtual tabletop setting. We'll go into build mode and put something on it in a moment. But this does let you adjust. I believe this is the camera. So you can build multiple layers. So if you can build a tower, you can scroll up on the tower and just see that particular level. This is for hiding things. So we've got a multiple level tower, and I'll show you later. You can drag this down and hide everything above that. So let's say you're like on floor like 5 or whatever. You can put your camera here, and it'll show floor 5 or whatever, and you can hide all the floors above it so that it'll peel down. And then the last one is the water level. So if you've got water, you can rise and fall, and you can like build like rivers and stuff, or fill water-filled passages. So let's go to build mode real quick, because that's what everybody wanted to see, pretty much. We've created a new board. You can modify the name of the board, and you can actually have several boards in a game. Now, the way that boards work is that they give you a key code, anytime you want to use them, so you can actually share and export boards. The board is basically like a collection of tiles. So if I want, let's say you're in real life and you've got a bunch of miniatures, right? And you set up like this extravagant dungeon on one table. That would be like a board. And then you could move to another table and set up like your little town diorama, and that would be another board. That's how it handles it. So you can set each section on the board, but you can copy the ID, and the ID is just a string of text. So I can actually grab a board from their site for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to go, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run onto the TaleSpire site, which is talestavern.com/tales. I don't know if that's the official site. It might be. I don't know. But you can grab boards from here. So what I'm going to do, what should I grab? Let's grab the Temple of Elemental Evil thing, because I love Temple of Elemental Evil. Let's see if I can grab this. Will you let me grab this? And I haven't done this before, so give me a moment. I've copied the code from there. And I'll just come in here, and I will paste the code. And I will add the board. And it says it's not a valid board URL. Why is it not a valid board URL? Oh my god, that didn't work. The hell? Give me a moment. So I'm following the directions. Oh no, that's because this is a huge code.
Oh, you didn't grab all of it?
I don't know if I grabbed all of it. I hit copy. And it should have. There we go, because it basically turns into a long string of text. And it's not a valid board URL. So, that's not working. They may have changed something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me try another one. So this is a slab. Oh, you know what? I'm doing it wrong. There's things called slabs. So let's see if I can create a slab. I am sorry, I have not actually done this before in terms of importing boards and such. So let me see how you import a slab. You can let me go through the rest of it real quick. This is just the campaign boards. I'll go into that. This is your settings. Now you'll notice that you can change the board settings so you can build on top of that. And you can there's only 4 stats available right now. You can name them whatever you want. So if you were running like a D&D thing, and remember I said everything would be done off of this thing, you can have reference stats so that you can reference them on the things that you put on the board without having to shuffle through all your notes. But you can only do 4, so you better pick those 4 well.
So things like AC,
AC,
passive perception.
Yeah, passive perception. You can name it whatever. Yeah, and I believe there's actually hit points like already on there, so you may not have to worry about that.
In that case, you get 5.
Yeah, so this is where I would invite players to the board, where I could go ahead and invite them and get an invite code, and they can invite them to the game. Here's your tutorials. It's got its own tab. It's always up there, so you can hit the tutorials at any time. They're very simple. And then you've got atmosphere settings. So atmosphere settings let you like play audio. Like you can put ambient audio play in the background. And you can adjust it. So like if they're in a certain area, you can play a haunted castle or like a wet cavern. And then you can play music in the background. And it's got a fair amount of music. We'll go with Wizard's Tale. This would be useful for the intro. And then they've got battle music and such.
I like their intro.
Yeah, and then you can you can change what time of day it is, and where the sun is. And I think this you won't be able to see it until I put some stuff on. let's build something real quick. Let's throw something up there. Just like a 2x2 floor. I'll pop it on the ground. And I'm just using like the basics here. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to snap this to here. And rotate that. Oops, and I did not mean to do it that way. Alright, this is not going to be perfect by any means.
Remind me not to have you build me a house.
Yeah, I've got to actually go through here. I'm just like snapping these down for a demonstration purposes. And you've got different sizes of floor. And you can actually build different levels, so you can go up. Whoops. And I'm still learning this stuff, so you can go up to the next one. And you can build like a roof. You see how it would go across like this. And I'm just slapping them down real quick. There are ways to snap to levels and such. And you can... And remember what I was saying about... Whoops, let's go ahead there. Remember what I was saying about what you could hide what's available? So you could scroll this down here and it would just like peel the roof off and you can go in here. And then when they go to the next level, you can pop that back on and build like a second floor. See what I'm saying? So I can go ahead and drop creatures. Now let's take a look. This is the building stuff. This is just all of the various categories of stuff. They've got sewer tiles. They've got tavern tiles. These are basically what you would put together in a 3D, like a 3D terrain thing. Like you could put like a palisade together. I've got nature tiles for if you want to build outside. And it's important because this down here, while it is like nice and green and you can modify it, it is basically the tabletop. This is like, so you're going to want to build like grass around it or whatever. And you can actually copy like vast swaths of stuff. And I don't have all the controls memorized right now, so... But you can actually like drag and copy like huge blocks and then just copy paste them all over the place. And you can build roads and paths and such. I'm not doing anything major, but they got like caverns and cobblestone streets. Got castle ruins. Got a like desert village. And you'll see some of them are like curved, so you can build curved towers and such. Got your typical dungeon tiles. And there's quite a few of them, including stairs that you can put in. Put a little stairs in there, and I'm not going to do a whole lot with this. I'm just putting this in here for demonstration purposes. All right, then you've got. I'll clear that. You've got creatures, and they have a very limited number of creature minis in right now. Although there's enough in there to do your basic stuff. Like you've got a bunch of animals. You've got your basic domestic animals, your wild animals, and then your giant animals.
Yeah, and give it time, more will be made.
And more are going to be made. Right now, it's not. I don't think you can import stuff. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can't. They've got that kind of on the board. They may add it, but I can't really guarantee that they will. From what I'm looking at, because it looks like what they may be doing is trying to set something up where you buy like expansion packs. So you're basically, it looks like they may go the route of buying minis or whatever. So you would have like a pack, like an expansion pack of like undead or an expansion pack of this theme or whatever. But
they could have that and let you import stuff too, because it's a lot of work to make a 3D model.
Yeah,
and
hopefully they'll do both. Yeah.
And a lot less work to pay what seems like a small.
I've heard they're thinking about letting you import TaleSpire.
Hero Forge would be real nice, because let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at.
They'd be printing money then.
Yeah, let's say these would be like your player things, and you can pass them over to whatever player you want. And we will put some like monsters together. I noticed that they've got the frog monsters. They got like the, what do they call them? The
Bullywugs.
Bullywugs. Yeah, the ones I always forget. And they got the what looks like the, what is it? The Kotal.
Yeah, that looks like Kuatoa.
Kotal, and then you've got the little. They don't call them these things, but they are these things. You know.
Looks like the alligators from Donkey Kong Country, but that's just the graphics.
And they've got like the various undead, and I'm just going to throw a few of these things out just for demonstration purposes.
Now, on the screen, it looks like they don't have the detail on the map.
Yeah, because I'm in build mode.
Okay, so that'll change when you change mode.
That'll change. Yeah, and then if you want to decorate, you can pop this open and you can pull like decorative things out to spice things up. Let's say this is somebody's camp because they got wrecked, and I can rotate these a little bit. It's real kind of fiddly, and I'm still getting used to it. That's like somebody's campsite that got wrecked or whatever. You got containers, so you can drop like boxes and crates around, just to spice the thing out. You got various furniture. You got the material you'd find in a dungeon, this sort of thing. You also have lights. So you see how this is dark down here? Watch this. Boom, and now it's like lit. You see? Like how they have their own built-in glow. So you can do your light source, and it's pretty much all kind of...
Now, is there a function where you could turn those off, and then during gameplay turn them back on?
I believe... let me see about that, because I haven't played around with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. I'm going to exit build mode, and I'm going to enter GM mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can turn those off. Oh, okay. First of all, I'm gonna hide that second level code. Then we're gonna move in here, and can I? Here's the problem: is that I don't know that I can. I don't know that I can turn those off in GM mode, but I'm not sure. Because sometimes when you click in GM mode, it doesn't quite take, which is a problem. It's a problem. But as I said, it's still early access. So
I just asked because it's nice to maybe have not lit wall sconces and things like that in your dungeon, and then have potentially the PCs go and light them, and then be able to have the light source, right?
Right. So it doesn't look like they've got that in yet, and I say yet because it sounds like a great idea that they need to add. I think they have like unlit versions. I'm not entirely sure on that.
Yeah, it would just suck if you had to replace the unlit ones with the lit ones to have that functionality.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this little place on a little shadow island, and we will run this back up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump back into build mode. And you can see how this can get. Let's see. I think you can favorite. Yeah, so you got lit and unlit. So I think that may be it. You've got miscellaneous interior items. Okay. And you got traps and treasure that you can show, but they don't do anything because, as I said, this is all like in there. But what you can do is you can put a trap under a floor, and when somebody moves it, you can like remove that tile. Because what it basically is it's a miniature thing. So you would like remove, you would like pull that out and then show the trap beneath.
It's what Wizards promised us back in like 2006. Yeah.
But what you can also do, like, okay, no, I remember this because I was showing how you can change the time of day, and it adjusts all the shadows and such, and you can change the direction that the sun's in, so that the shadows show that. If you're a stickler for detail, if it's a foggy day, you can turn the fog up or down. If you're in the middle of a desert, you can turn or like a snow blind thing, you can turn the exposure way up, and then you can add post effects. Like, let's say it's in a frozen wilderness, boom. Or let's say that you've got, like, it's warm, whatever that means. Oh, man, that reminds me of, like, this looks like a Texas summer day, man. All right, I don't exactly call that warm. I call that fucking hot. Okay, and then
well, I think it's referring to the color palette that they use.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, to a point. It's like enchanted and frozen, that kind of thing.
Well, I meant specifically for the warm one.
Yeah. Bleach kind of bleaches everything out. And this is important because what you can do is you can if you hit apply to game board, it'll go ahead and apply it. But you can save all of these things here, like to an atmosphere setting, and then put that atmosphere setting in the GM's tools. Like place atmosphere block. I can put like a block down here, and when you entered like a dungeon or something, I could change the music and the lighting and everything. So even though it would be on the same board, it would just completely change, like when you stepped outside or when you stepped inside. I would just activate that.
That's a neat feature.
Yeah, that is a neat feature because you can instantly do it. You can place markers here for if you want to take notes that only the GM can see. You can place cutscene blocks. So remember I said earlier you could assemble like a cutscene? You could put a cutscene in here, and when they fired it off, it would you could have it show different parts of a room just to call attention to them. You can edit and hide volumes. So let's say this part over here is secret. I'll just drag over here. Oops. Over here, and that would be hidden. And then, you'll have to excuse me. Yeah, let's finish this. Okay. Then you could either hide it or not. So right now it's hidden. So let's say that stuff's part of a secret room, and then we could go ahead and show it. Whoops. I think I would have to show it manually. I think I would have to delete it. Yeah, I have to delete it, and then it would appear. So you can use that to hide secret rooms from people. And so you can put secret rooms that just don't show up. And I like that part. As you can see, you got dice down here. So we're not in build mode. I don't want to be in build mode. Okay, this is like play mode. But if I wanted to roll dice, I would you can just roll it. And it pops it up and says I rolled a 3 or whatever. Or you could roll a D20, or you could roll 3D6, and it reports it. So you can actually roll the dice in the game. It's not great, but it's better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? It gets the job done, and I can go ahead. And they stand there until such time as you remove them.
I'm not sure if I like that feature.
Yeah, it's
you could end up with a pretty cluttered board.
Yeah. I think the GM can put them up, and you will note that it does roll the dice and it keeps them in the groups, so I only have to remove once. So that much is good. I mean, it's a way to do dice and have it look like a tabletop because this is not like you're starting to see. This is a virtual tabletop, but it's not like a virtual tabletop like we come to know. It means to literally be like a tabletop.
Yeah, that's the intention of just about any virtual tabletop, though, is to...
Yeah, but others, a lot of them do a lot of built-in stuff, like micromanagement stuff. This is where it's not tied to a game set, in other words, which is good or bad. Okay, so let's take a look at the icons. You can move them around on the board. I believe. Let me take a look. Did I turn the grid on or off? I don't know if I turned the grid on or off. There's got to be a way to... I'll fuck with the grid later. I think you can stack them on things. So you can clutter the place up with placeables and then have them attack from the top. You can, if I remember right, this is like your teleport. So boom, you can grab them from off screen. Because if you don't teleport, otherwise players see you place them. There is a way. All right, hold on a second. There is a way where you can just... I'm going to have to look at the tutorial for this. Yeah, so give me a moment. Tutorials. This is my bad. As I said, I am still learning this. So grid stepping. Hold shift and move with WASD. Alright. So he is selected. I'm going to hold shift and move him around. So he can move around the grid by steps. So like 5, 10, 15, 20, like that. See? So that's useful, especially for players. Let's say that we've got these two together, and this guy wants to attack this guy, and this is just purely cosmetic here. Aside from me messing with the damn camera. Okay. Let's zoom in. Whoops. Let's say this. Forgive me. I'm. You know what? I even knew this, and I explained it earlier. Don't know why I didn't use that. Let's say that I wanted just something purely cosmetic. We can go ahead and have this one attack. Oh my god, where's the attack? Actually, no, forget this. All right, I've got this one selected. The base is lit up. I go over here and I say attack by attack, and it does that. Just purely cosmetic. But it does let your players know who's being attacked. And let's say I want to have it cast a spell. There's only magic missile right now. I'm presuming they may add other spell effects later if they do that. But they're going to add, like, it looks like they're going to have, like, spell effects. Which can be interesting. It'll certainly make for a fun little thing on the table. There is a torch, so now you're carrying a torch, and now you're not, so now there's no question as to who's got the torch and who doesn't.
It almost seems like one of their goals is to make something where you could almost put together sort of like a claymation style movie of your game mode.
Yeah, and this is actually one thing that I've. Here's the thing: there are some videos out there of people playing D&D with full miniature setups, like on a table. And I think this is aiming for that feel, and it's not for everybody. But I can see for particular games. That's why I'm saying this is not something I would probably switch to immediately. But I can see myself running an OSR game that's miniature heavy with this. It does take a lot of... now, it didn't take me that long to get together this little room right here. So once you get used to it, you can actually build stuff relatively quickly. But it is a little bit finicky. And then let's say I want to go to turn-based mode and I rolled initiative. You'd have to roll initiative off screen or whatever, or you do this. However you would do initiative in your particular game, and forgive me, I keep forgetting how to scroll the damn screens. There we go. Give me a moment. Forget this. Give me a moment. Is turn-based... I don't know how to add to initiative just yet. I know there is a way to do it. So you go to turn-based mode, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of figuring this out myself. Oh, duh. And I think you can actually change their names and such. So you just roll initiative as per normal, arrange them up here, and apply turn order, and it would just automatically, or not automatically, but you'd be like, okay, you're done. Okay, next is your turn. And then next is your turn and such, just like normal. It's just an initiative tracker. It's nothing major. Can I take it off? Can I remove it? Apparently I can't. How would I remove it? Okay, I've got to learn this thing. Don't worry about it. So yeah, you see where this is going. It's not designed to automate anything. It's designed to be just a virtual miniatures table.
Yeah, but that's what people have been wanting since
yeah, there's a number of people that have been wanting it. I would say that it would apply. I want to show you the okay. You can change the world units, so you can do like feet, and tell it how many, how many each tile is. So when you wanted to measure something, and there's a ruler down here. Tell me there's a ruler down here. Say you're over here, and you want to find out how far away something is. That would be like 30 feet. And you see how it's a sphere? That's because it's all fully 3D. And you don't have to worry about scrolling things around 3D. So this guy is 30 feet away. This guy is like 41 feet away. And if you wanted specifics, you could go down here, and I believe you actually saw that. I could go to just a direct line. The problem is since it's 3D, I'm not 100% in terms of it looks pretty faithful for that. Let's go ahead there. Whoops. Yeah, that looks pretty faithful on that. That's actually pretty good. And that will let you measure from place to place. And then there is a cone. That lets you do. I don't think that does the D&D cone right, does it?
I'm not sure. It does seem a little narrow.
Yeah, it's a little bit narrow.
It's a freeform, not a grid.
Unless there's something that can be added. Oh, yes, there is. Boom.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just like an idiot. But that'll let you see exactly who's in what on a miniatures board. Yeah, so they got some stuff in there. I don't know what this is. Toggle cut box. What the hell is a cut box? I'll have to take a look at it. It may be like a cutaway thing, so you can go into things. So the only thing that I haven't really showed, well, I mean, there's a couple things that I haven't showed, but shown, whatever. There's your compass in the bottom for those of you like me who lose track. I don't know how to remove these from the initiative. I'll figure that out. The only thing I haven't really done is I haven't figured out how to paste a slab. So let's go ahead and try and enter build mode again. And I am going to paste slab. Okay. All right, I figured it out. Okay. So we are going to take a look at the slab I just... Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the campaign board, and I'm going to add a new board. And here we go. And I am going to go to build mode and paste the slab. Now, remember when I was having problems... Yeah, my bad. I'm going to copy the code to the Moat House, Ruin, Bandit, Hideout, Temple of Elemental Evil. And I am going to paste the slab.
While you're doing that, the one thing that this particular program does much better than most of the virtual tabletops that I've seen is the fact that it is fully 3D. And so because of that, if you've got people who are flying or you're underwater, you've got people swimming, it'll be easier to tell the relative positions of things than it is on most of the map software that's out there, because most of that is 2D top-down.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even show off the flying thing. Okay, so this is the Moat House from the Temple of Elemental Evil, or at least it's a representation thereof, if you ever played that. So there are supposed to be bandits and such in here, but I don't think they're actually placed. But you can see how you've got like the outside area. Let's go ahead and hide the... Come on, hide. That's not what I want to do. Okay. No, I don't want to click on the tile. I want to click on the... Yeah, it is a little fiddly. I gotta admit, it's a little bit fiddly. No, I don't want to click on the fucking tile. I want to click on the interface. Oh
Try
my
raising
God.
the water
Okay,
level
hold
up
on.
to.
No, I'm talking about the high level.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I'm in build mode. Okay, no wonder.
But your water level should be up higher.
Yeah,
It
but
should be
here's the thing. That's not going to work because here's the thing. Have you ever played Temple of Elemental Evil?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got the moat house, but then you've got the dungeon under it.
Yeah, but if you have the water level, I don't think it goes on the cover. See if it brings it up.
Yeah,
If it's in.
it fills the dungeon.
It floods the dungeon.
Flooded the dungeon. Oh, what's great about the water levels? Check this out. Go underwater. Hold on. Let's go underwater. Ah. Let's bring the water up here. Okay.
Well, until you get into the dungeon, you can have the water level up to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Nice.
The lily pads.
Yeah. You could have the water level up to here.
A little bit higher, so the lily pads are sitting on it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Should be up a little bit higher, right
Yeah.
about there.
Yeah, so your people could come along, explore the dungeon. Whoops. Here's the thing, though, is that I want to go. I know there's like you can go inside. I know from a fact that you can go inside the gatehouse, the dungeon up top, and it's not letting. So you can even look. There's an interior here, but I can't. And I tried to hide it. All right. Do I need to bring this down even further?
Maybe it has something to do with it being a slab instead of a board.
Well, there's the thing. The slab is on the board. Like the board is just where you put slabs. And the reason they call that is because I can copy like a section of this and make it its own slab and then just copy it. A slab is just a collection of it's just a collection of tiles. And I don't think this is actually finished, is it?
No, it doesn't look like
It
it.
doesn't look like it's actually finished. It's got most of it. I'm trying to remember. It's got most of it. Because I remember there were like passages that I remember the passage over here. It kind of peters out, and then you can go yourself. If I remember right. I believe, yeah, it doesn't have like there's a lower level beyond that, and I think this goes off to Larathol's room or something, or maybe does that go out? Yeah, I think that may go out because here's the. This is where the bandits are. It may not be a 1-to-1 representation, but it's pretty close. But you can see like entire like intricate setups here. Doesn't have the creatures on it. Let me throw up build mode because I want to show you. Because when you said you were talking about flying creatures, right? So whoops, let's pop the library open. Let's throw a creature down because I forgot to show you. Boom.
You ready?
Get out of here. Get out of build mode. Go into the GM mode, but watch this. Fly toggle. And I think I can actually have him up.
Yep.
Yep. So now you've got some dude flying, and it even shows you how high he goes. So you
Good.
Yeah, that's actually a nice little touch. Yeah, it's neat for what it is. I can see myself running something with it, but I can't see myself like immediately converting any of my campaigns. Like this is a very specific kind of thing.
It's for a long-term thing where you want to reuse a campaign because you've made all the resources for it.
And then you can, like, if you want something huge, you can put it huge.
Or if you're monetizing it because your players are professional voice actors.
Yes. Or
and you have script
like
writers.
that. Yeah, then, yeah.
Not to pick on anything in particular.
Yeah.
Hey, all that has to happen for me to be a professional voice actor is for Rav to start paying me.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
If I made more, look, if I made more from YouTube, that would actually be a decent thing. I'm kind of like bottom tier YouTuber here. Well, not bottom tier, but like second from bottom tier. And I can't blame anything but my own laziness on that, because I have not devoted the time and attention to my YouTube channel that it really requires. Although that's partially laziness and partially the fact that I've got so much going on, and like just constantly, that I just can't do it. I'm keeping like this whole family together myself.
But one thing that is very much not different about this virtual tabletop and all of the other ones is the fact that the more prep time you're willing to put in before your game night, the more you're going to get out of it.
Yeah. So what I could see me doing on this, something like this, is, remember when I said that I would like to run like just a persistent dungeon crawl or something? That's what I could see me doing this in, like a mega dungeon where people come into the same exact place over and over and over again. I could totally see, and just like gradually fleshing it out. I could see me using this for that. Like something like like the Underdark, or not the Underdark, Undermountain, which some people have started converting, as I mentioned earlier. That's the kind of thing I would see me doing this in. It's just like you go in, and then the next week it's in the same dungeon, and I can go in and just kill him. Boom, man, that kills him, removes him. Yeah, so it's there now. The other thing that hold on a second, I got an idea. I got an idea how to get in here. I'm gonna go to build mode, and I'm gonna pop a chicken up here. And I'm going to exit build mode. I'm going to move that chicken in there. Oh, and now it peels away. Yeah, this game is buggy. This is buggy as hell. But now it peels away. I had to move a token in there. It's my chicken of sight. I actually legitimately didn't know about this room in here. Holy shit. I've played Temple of Elemental Evil so many times, and I legitimately did not know about this room. Great.
Go for it.
Well, you learn something new every day. Is there
He had it?
Oh. So, excuse
Who
me
had
while
that?
I mess with my chicken of revealing.
Oh.
Can you open the doors? Let me take a look at this.
Hey, can you open the door?
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice. So you could also keep track of things like the crazy players grabbing pickaxes and breaking down a wall.
Yeah, like if you wanted to break a wall, I'd have to go into build mode and grab something. But I could, like, smash it away.
Yes, that would be very useful for my Yawning Portal game with all the destruction you guys read.
I hear you on that, if you recall. If you recall our run. Okay, so yes, you see what I'm saying? This is the kind of thing where I would build like a one dungeon and just hyper focus on it. This kind of thing I would do this for. The other thing that gives me pause is the fact that there's no like player version. Like with Fantasy Grounds, I gladly, or at least one of them. I know you contributed for the Unity one, but you got me the Unity one. But the other one is like I gladly paid with the Ultimate license on the one, just so people could connect without having to buy their own copy. Whereas this one, I would have to buy a copy for each individual that got in the game, and if you're using the same game or the same group over and over again, that's comparable because it's actually not that much. But if you're running a bunch of different groups, that adds up real quick.
Yeah, and it's not like you could make different subscriptions that you all owned, and then when somebody was in your game, okay, here's the subscription that you're going to use. Oh, you're out of the game now? I changed the password on that subscription, and now I give it over to this other person because this will be tied to their Steam library, right?
Yeah, and it's tied to the Steam library. I think it's available off the Steam library too, but that's where it still runs in the same problem. It's like you're not going to be able to do that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's got its limitations. Now it is only $25, and I say only advisedly, but if you're playing role-playing games, that's like less than buying the equivalent rule book for most mainstream games. So, and that's definitely less than buying miniatures. I think you can tell me on that already.
Over time, yeah.
Over time.
Well, there are miniature terrain things and buildings that are up for sale now, and yeah, that's definitely less than.
Yeah, like $25 for this much terrain.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's a good
I mean, you don't physically own it, but at the same time, you also don't have to physically store it and physically mess with it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's nice the miniature investment. You now have those indefinitely, but it's the same thing here as long as the program remains.
And as another thing that's good with the virtual over the physical is you have an infinite number of each tile.
Yeah,
this is true,
right?
Yeah, so you can make pretty big. You can make really big boards, and I think what I think when I do run something with this, and I will eventually run something with this, I think at least once I've got it, got it learned a little bit better. Once I've got a few more of the bugs out. I think what I might do is exactly what I'm doing here, which is basically sharing it over Discord. And then you could be just like, okay, I open the door, okay, and I move your tile over here for you. And it's just to show you what it is. See what I'm saying? And it may just be me moving it around, but that way at least you would know. And we'd just be, running it over Discord just like I do Fantasy Grounds. Except
that would definitely be a way to prevent the players from having to buy their own copies or buying copies for them.
Yeah, and
but
it's not quite the same, but it gets the job done.
There are difficulties in having the DM doing all of the moving of all of the things.
Yes, there are a whole lot.
Oh yeah,
but it's workable. Yeah. It's workable.
It's workable, and it's more workable in like an OSR game.
And something like that, you could also have somebody that's willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
Do the movement for the DM.
Yeah, and it's an imperfect solution, but it works. And I would still really rather like to. I would really rather like to see like some sort of very limited player, like demo or whatever that can connect to like a large license like Fantasy Grounds does, or something similar, because that would open up options, I think. And but yeah, I mean, it's a good start.
I can definitely see creating content for this platform, provided that the platform actually takes off and there's enough of a player base that uses it, actually being a moneymaker for people. Because if you're talented at building these slabs, you could put your slab ID behind a paywall, and then people could pay you to get your. It's a lot of work. It's worth paying for if somebody is good at it and does it well.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying, because right now I'm looking at the slabs and boards on the thing, and it's mostly like really commonly used stuff. But I could see like, I don't know about the legality. Well, maybe I don't know about the legality of putting together maps of like copyrighted material. I think that's unfair use territory. But yeah, assembling like an entire map of, say, an entire well put together map of, say, a Rapanathuk, or God, that would be so many slabs.
Well, I was thinking even original content.
Yeah,
right?
original content. Yeah,
putting together a whole campaign worth of slabs, so that somebody can run a campaign.
Yeah.
You could charge for that.
Yeah, like and complete with like a PDF of like the actual campaign.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that happening. And if they, I don't know where they're at in terms of importing individual models or something, but I could see, like, I understand that it would be a good income stream for like the developers to do that themselves and release it, but I could also see both being useful. Like they could put together DLC packs, just like do the Paradox DLC model where they put like individual expansion packs out, but then also allowing like the workshop or for people to import their own models, and then going that way where people can make like third-party models. I think that would benefit the platform as a platform over just keeping it purely first-party expansions only for actual models. There's a lot of potential here, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. That, we're getting one. Every day we're just one tiny step closer to the honestly impossible thing, where we just enter into the world directly out of our imagination. And
yeah. You know what? Which brings me to the effect. Does this have VR support? It does not, and I do not have a VR system. But can you imagine VR support on this?
Let's be honest. Whenever we imagine a virtual tabletop, part of us thinks like a VR system, as stated in like a 1990s cartoon.
No, well, VR headsets are really good now. Yeah, Tabletop Simulator, I think, is VR headset compatible, and it functions.
It is.
Yeah, it functions very well, and I could imagine something like the VR like the Oculus or the whatever the hell is the good one now. I don't know.
I've used my VR headset with Tabletop Simulator. It would definitely take some getting used to in controlling using the control sticks and stuff to pick things up and whatnot. But it does give you the feeling of actually being at a table and interacting with things.
Yeah. Like, I would love to see like some sort of VR support. And you know what? I'm just throwing ideas out. It looks like this team has a very limited amount of material or to work with right now, but it looks like they're growing rapidly.
Yeah, and if the system stays around long term, it'll only get more and more over time.
I'm seeing I'm looking at their Steam page. Recent reviews overwhelmingly positive. All reviews overwhelmingly positive, and it's got like 780 all reviews, which is usually indicative of a relatively large player base. So that, for something that was only released in April, that's actually looks like it's growing pretty quick. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap this one up here. I mean, I'm gonna have to take a look at this more and more. I'm gonna have to get used to how quirky it is to build stuff, because it is not intuitive to build stuff in this.
It'll probably feel intuitive if you've done it for a while.
Yeah, once you've done it for a while, but I haven't I haven't put together stuff in like a level editor or anything for a very, very long time. We're talking like Doom era. So, yeah, I gotta get used to it. I mean, unless you count like, I don't really count Fantasy Grounds and stuff like that as a level editor.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm still the Excitebike era of customizable levels. So
I do love that you can just peel away entire levels and you can put like literally an entire dungeon like underneath something. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap this one up here.
Hey, it was good.
Yeah. If people watching this on YouTube, thanks for watching. As always, remember to leave a like if you like it, comment if you got any feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content, both tabletop and computer. Until next time, take care and goodbye.
And if you are still watching, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my supporters, the top tiers of which are listed on the screen, without whose support I would not have been able to offer the variety of content that I have on this channel throughout the years. If you're feeling particularly generous and would like to join them, you can support the channel. There are a variety of options to do so. I have a Patreon, a Subscribe Star, as well as channel memberships enabled. If you are not in a position to contribute, simply leaving a like, a comment, or sharing my videos are all wonderful ways to help the channel grow without spending a dime, and are all greatly appreciated.